following is a Hoop Ball presentation.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score Breakdown Show presented by Hoop Ball. My name is Adrian Benjamins and I'm joined by Neil Rochlani, and this episode of the Box Score Breakdown Show is brought to you by Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee Company. You guys get some delicious coffee, taste the Kona difference. Go to hawaiianisles.com. You can also find it easily on Amazon. Neil, how are you doing tonight, man? This week is kicking my butt. Every night has just been huge slates. Tonight is no difference. We got a giant slate of games tonight. How are you, man?
I mean, it's fun for fantasy to have a big slate. I'm not going to complain. I'll do that off air. Good to be with you again. A lot of games to go through. Some big lines tonight. Some big games, actually. Some really competitive games. Houston played Milwaukee. This just completed. Indiana and Boston had a matchup of two good teams. San Antonio, Memphis, interesting. Yeah, let's hop to the box score, shall we? And break them down.
Let's not waste any time. Let's dive right into it. I believe you are in the driver's seat.
I am in the driver's seat, and I am going to start with the first game of the night, which I have as Indiana-Boston. Boston wins going away 135-108. Did not see a high-scoring game in this one. Not nearly expecting this many points. Start with the Indiana side. Miles Turner was out tonight, so that is the one headline we knew going in. Sabonis gets the start. I'm going to start off though with Oladipo. He played. A lot of these starters did not get to 30 minutes. Actually, none of them did because of the blowout. Oladipo played 26 minutes, 17 3 and 0 on 6 of 13 shooting, 2 of 6 from the free throw line, though 3 3-pointers, a steal, no blocks. I'll go to Sabonis next. He played 27 minutes. Solid night for him. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists on 6 of 9 shooting, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. I love big men that can knock those free throws down. No steals, no blocks tonight. Bojan Bogdanovic, very quiet night, coming off a great night from before. Tonight, just 7 points on 3 of 9 shooting, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 3-pointer, 0 of 2 from the free throw line. That hurts. The steal, no blocks. Thaddeus Young, pretty quiet as well. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist on 4 of 10 shooting. 2 of 2 from the free throw line. No steals, no blocks. Darren Collison starting. Played 22 minutes, 7-0 and 2. These are nights that make me glad I dropped him. 3 of 7 from the free throw line. From the field. 1 3-pointer. Did have 3 steals. Tyreek Evans, actually a decent game off the bench. 22 minutes, 15 3 and 5. 6 of 16 shooting. 2 3-pointers. No defensive stats. Kyle O'Quinn, 21 minutes, 11, 5, and 3. Knocks down a 3-pointer. Seems like everyone shoots a 3-pointer no matter their position anymore. TJ Leaf gets in there with 18 minutes. Even Dougie McBuckets gets 17 minutes. He's bringing back days of the Bulls. Fond memories there. Corey Joseph plays 20 minutes. Doesn't do much in fantasy. And then Aaron Holiday, a future fantasy asset. We all think so. Played 6 minutes. Not much to take away here. It's a blowout. Nothing really new. Miles Turner is out again Friday, so Sabonis will be starting once again. This team is not like the same without him. I really don't have any new conclusions based on this team. Do you have any thoughts on the Pacers?
No, not really. We know who the guys are that you want to own, who you don't want to own. Not really a lot to watch for on this team as far as, can a guy emerge with value or anything like that. So nothing really for me to add. I'm going to jump in over on the Celtics side, and a pretty great game from the Boston Celtics, man. I got to catch quite a bit of this one. They look really good defensively right now. And I'm going to start with Jason Tatum, 20 points, a steal, 4 rebounds, 2 threes, 9 of 15. Kyrie Irving, he kind of just coasted tonight with this game being under control. 12 points for him, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 5 of 9 from the field, a 3, 1 of 1 from the line. Neil, we talk often about how Marcus Morris is worth owning, and he showed it tonight. He showed why he needs to be owned in every league. I'm sure he already is. 22 points, 2 assists with 8 boards, 3 of 3 from downtown, 6 of 8 from the field, 7 of 7 from the line. Marcus Smart got the start, but only saw 22 minutes, most likely the blowout factor. 2 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Al Horford, 18 minutes. He had 4 fouls, and he did he left this game in the second quarter due to a minor injury. So I don't think it's anything major. I believe he was available to return, but with this game likely being out of hand, why chance it? He had 6 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds in 18 minutes, 3 of 6 from the field. With this game being the blowout that it was, we saw the bench get a lot of extended run here. Jaylen Brown, 22 points in 29 minutes. He also added 7 boards, 3 assists, a steal, 2 threes, shot 7 of 12, 6 of 8 from the line. Gordon Hayward, this is a pretty decent game for him. 14 points to go along with 1 steal, 4 assists with 5 rebounds. He was 2 of 2 from downtown, 5 of 7 from the field. They got some nice help off the bench. Terry Rozier with 12 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 threes in 20 minutes. Theus, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks in 18 minutes. And he was 4-7 from the field, 4-4 from the line. Not too much else to talk about here. Neil, what do you think of the Celtics?
Yeah, great game from them. It's good to see them really. Indiana is a quality team, and Boston we know is better when they're playing well, and tonight they showed it. You know, the one thing I'm disappointed in myself is this Marcus Morris pickup. You know, the one reason I've been having a little bit of success in fantasy over the last couple of years has been being able to identify guys early and pick them up before others do. And I thought, and I did not see this Morris thing coming as well as it has. So I missed that one. But that's about it. It's good to see Gordon Hayward have a decent line. I've been holding on to him in the league I drafted him in, and he's coming around a bit. Anything else before I go to game 2?
Nope.
All right. Game 2 was a back-to-back. Washington and Philadelphia. They played the prior night. They played again tonight. Last night was a one-sided win for Philly. Tonight was a one-sided win for Washington. Start with the Philadelphia side. Start with Joel Embiid. 35 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists. I mean, who does he think he is, Anthony Davis? 11 of 17 shooting, 12 of 14 from the free throw line, a three-pointer, a steal, 3 blocks. This guy has been amazing this year. Did have 7 turnovers, but I focus more on the 8 categories, and he is 9th overall this season. I thought he'd be mid-second round value, so this is exceeding my expectations. Jimmy Butler played 36 minutes, 23, 9, and 2 on 7 of 18 shooting, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, 2 steals, a turnover. Ben Simmons, 15, 10, and 8 on 7 of 15 from the field. Still struggling from the free throw line, 1 of 4 from there, 2 steals, no blocks, 7 turnovers for him as well. Wilson Chandler in 26 minutes just put up 7 shots, just made 2 of them, 5 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, a three-pointer, a steal, no blocks. Korkmaz in there for the injured J.J. Redick. Tonight had a decent line, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists on 5 of 10 shooting, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 4 three-pointers, and 2 steals. Landry Shamet, 24 minutes, but really no fantasy stats. McConnell gets 24 minutes, does not do much. Muscala, 14. I think Korkmaz, I mean, if you need to stream somebody, it looks like Redick is just questionable. Back tightness, you know, he is 35 years old, so maybe this does linger longer than expected. I think Korkmaz could be streamed. I don't think he has to be streamed. If you need someone and you're kind of like me in a deeper league where I kind of rotate guys in and off based on who's sort of hot and has more minutes now, he could fit that category. Obviously, he's not going to do wonders for you, but he can get you some decent stats. Other than that, I don't see anyone here who's really worth talking about. Thoughts from you?
I agree with you on Korkmaz. I think while Redick is out, and as you mentioned, he's probably not going to miss too much time. But hey, it is a back issue, and as you said, he's a little bit older, so maybe they hold him out to be safe for a few more games. And Korkmaz, I think this is the second game in a row that he put up some nice value here. So I think he in deeper leagues can be streamed for the short term. And you pretty much covered everything else, man. I'm going to jump in over on the Wizards and gonna start with, as always, Bradley Beal continuing his stellar season. 34 points to go along with a steal, block, 5 assists, 2 boards, 6 of 11 from 3-point range. That's outstanding. 13 of 21 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. Trevor Ariza, I like to see this. Still not shooting it great, 7 of 17, but did have 17 points, 2 steals, and assists, 5 rebounds. The minutes are there. The usage looks good. Took the second most shots on this team tonight. He's been struggling a little bit lately, but this is a good sign. Hopefully he starts to get it going soon. Thomas Satoransky, with Otto Porter back, I think Satoransky took a hit as far as usage goes. Still started, still saw good minutes, but what I love, even with low scoring output, still contributed in some other categories with the 3 steals, 11 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 2 of 2 from the line. So I think he's still going to be worth owning, even with Otto Porter back. Keep him in your lineup. Jeff Green with 8 points, a block, 3 assists, 5 boards, 2 threes, 3 of 8 from the field. This one's a little concerning for me, Neil. Thomas Bryant, only 14 minutes in this one. Foul trouble doesn't look like it was an issue. He only put up 9 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds, a steal. Mahiney got the minutes here in the front court. He got 25 minutes. So I don't know. I'll have to look at this, see if maybe Bryant was injured. I don't know, man. This is a little concerning to see if Mahiney is going to cut into his production. Neil, in the last game, I was a little bit concerned about Otto Porter. This looks more like it, man. Even coming off the bench, saw starter minutes. The usage was great tonight. Took 15 shots, sunk 8 of them for 23 points, 3 steals, 6 rebounds, 1 3, a perfect 6 of 6 for the line. Happy to see him back. I hope he can start rolling. Not too much else to talk about. Decker with 11 points off the bench. We're not really counting on any of these bench guys. Neil, what do you think of the Wizards?
Yeah, I'll talk. I think Satoransky's value is going to drop a bit with Otto Porter. I mean, he's more of a facilitator than a scorer. I think Bryant's going to safer. Although Bryant, like you said, only got 14 minutes. I just think it's the Embiid factor. He just couldn't stop him, and they just yanked him. I think I'm willing to stick with him. I often sort of kind of put Bryant and Satoransky in the same box. Both these guys, bench players who are now getting nice minutes and usage, but over the last month, Bryant's 80th, Satoransky's 132nd. So there's a big difference in 8 category leagues, and I think Bryant's the one you want, assuming he is going to get back to starters minutes, which I just think tonight's an aberration. So keep that in mind. Other than that, I'm going to see Otto Porter back, looking healthy. We'll see if there's any more moves comes along. And the last thing I'll just say quickly is Bradley Beal. I was really worried about his field goal percentage. Once John Wall left, he was going to start chucking it a lot. He is holding on to 48% from the season and 48% in the last month, I believe. 48% in the last month, excuse me. Over the season, he's 47%. So he's been shooting just fine, even with the high volume shots. And that is where I'll leave it. I'm going to go on to, I got Atlanta, Brooklyn the next game. Atlanta coming off a back-to-back, close loss in Toronto tonight. Brooklyn 116-100. Atlanta looking a bit lethargic out there. Start with Trae Young, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 of 15 shooting, 3 of 3 from the line, 2 of 9 from three-point land, 2 steals, 6 turnovers. John Collins, 30 points, 14 boards, 1 assist, 12 of 21 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, a three-pointer, a steal, no blocks. So did get 1 defensive stat. Move over to a guy who I thought might have a decent night. It did not work out. DeAndre Bembry, 29 minutes, 0 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists on 0 of 6 shooting. 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Could not knock down a thing tonight. 1 steal, 4 fouls. Dwayne Dedman, 27 minutes, 8, 6, and 1 on 3 of 7 shooting, 2 3-pointers, 0 steals, 4 blocks. Kevin Huerter, he had a solid line, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 15 shooting, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Did not make a 3-pointer. I still think he's going to be a second half guy to roll with. And the second half of the season is right around the corner. Jeremy Lin, 28 minutes, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. I did not think he played this many minutes with Herter back in there. This is a great sign if you are streaming Lin, although he did go 5 of 18 from the field. 3 steals and 6 of 6 from the line. Alex Len off the bench plays 19 minutes, 10, 4, and 0 with a block. Vince Carter, 15 minutes. Daniel Hamilton, 12. Lin, I guess, is the one interesting guy here. I think he might be worth a stream as well. If he's going to get 28 minutes, not sure if this was because of the blowout. Last game he started with Herter out. A high 20-minute Lin guy is a streamable player. That's about it. Herter, I think, second half season he'll be fine. Not much else that's changed my mind tonight. Bembry is going to go back to the bench once Torian Prince comes back, which is supposed to be next game. Bazemore expected in 10 days, so that guy will definitely suffer a bit. What are your thoughts on the Hawks?
I think Lin probably needs to be added as a short-term stream while Bazemore and Prince are out. You know, one of the really surprising things is the Hawks went 2-guard lineup in this game. We're seeing Lin play some minutes next to Trae Young, and I think this is helping Lin get minutes in the mid to high 20s here. So as you said, if he's going to continue to see minutes in this range, I think he's going to be worth owning in deeper leagues, maybe even standard leagues if you need some point guard help. And there are quite a few leagues where I am desperate for some assists. So I might be looking to add this guy in a couple leagues, Neil. All right, man, you covered everything else. Bembry, man, real disappointing. I expected more from him. Got good minutes, looked really good in the last one. I'm really surprised that he just did not play well in this one. Also, a good matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. So I expected more from him. All right, man, I'm going to jump in over on the other side of this game, the Nets. Joe Harris, really happy that this guy is back and is great. 16 points, a block, 2 assists, 9 boards, 4 of 7 from 3-point range, 6 of 12 from the field. I wish I was higher on this guy earlier in the season when he was available. He's taken in every league now, and I'm missing out on him. Kuruks. I hope I'm saying that right. 11 points. He had 5 fouls tonight, so saw what was a little bit of foul trouble, but still got 29 minutes, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 3, 5 of 9 from the field. Neil, I had this guy a couple weeks ago in in a bunch of my leagues. I ended up dropping him, and he looking like he could be a low-end option in the meantime. With all of these guys currently out for the Nets. They're missing Crabbe. They're missing RHJ. They're still missing LeVert. For some time, LeVert is going to be out. D'Angelo Russell. This is an okay game from him. 23 points, a steal, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 3, 11 of 20 from the field. I caught some of this game, and D'Angelo actually got pulled in this one because he made some errors in the beginning of the game. And then the coach just put him on the bench. So really happy that he still finished this game with the line that he had and still saw 26 minutes. And, he got interviewed after the game on NBA TV, and he took it in stride and was really positive about it, saying, hey, I'm really happy that the coach keeps me straight, and so he's got a really good attitude, which I love to see. He's having a pretty good season. Stick with him, of course. Jared Allen, 11 points. 3 blocks, a steal, an assist, 5 rebounds, 4 of 4 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. It's an okay game from Jared Allen. I have such high expectations for him coming into the season that he feels like it's been somewhat of a letdown, although he is a solid player and he's definitely worth owning everywhere. But, man, I just thought that this guy could be like a top 30 guy, and it's kind of clear that he's not going to put up that kind of value this season. Dudley is a dud in 16 minutes, so don't worry about him. Dinwiddie, this is probably, if you want to own any guy off the bench, this is the guy. 16 points, did have 5 turnovers, but he also contributed 2 steals, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He didn't shoot too well tonight, only 5 of 14 from the field, 6 of 7 from the line. And they did get some nice help off the bench. Ed Davis with 8 points, Napier with 11 points, Damari Carroll with 17 points. So they got some nice help off the bench. Neil, what do you think of the Nets?
I like what you said about Joe Harris. I wish I was on him this year, and then I was just waiting to pick him up, and by the time I looked to really make the move, it was too late. So yeah, I was late on him as well. Another one I regret. I always knew he had potential. I was just so nervous with his Brooklyn team running like 9 guys out there that he might lose, get sort of like whatever that term is, lost in the shuffle. But he has proven his worth now, and right around 100 on the season, and I think he's going to fall somewhere around 90 by end of season. So good for him. I will say that I thought Ed Davis might have a little more value with the absence of Rondae Hollis-Jefferson. I thought he might do a little bit better out there tonight. He got 23 minutes, 8 and 16, so nice night for him. But overall, he just hasn't done as much as I thought. That is nothing else new. Like you said, Allen's having a solid year, but just not that great breakout year that some of us had hoped. I'm going to jump over to the next game. I've got Cleveland against New Orleans. 124-140. New Orleans wins at home. Cleveland, I'm going to start on their side. Their starting lineup, there has been rumors about things changing there tonight. Sticking with Colin Sexton at point guard, 25 minutes, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists on 2 of 12 shooting. He is, though, great at the free throw line if you need help there. 8 of 8 from the free throw line. Had a 3-pointer, no defensive stats. Tristan Thompson, quiet in 29 minutes, 6 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists on 2 of 9 shooting. 2 of 2 from the free throw line. No steals, no blocks. Chetty Osman, 33 minutes, 10, 4, and 1 on 3 of 9 shooting. 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 2 3-pointers. No steals, no blocks. Channing Frye gets a start, but just 10 minutes. So 3 1-1 and a 3-pointer. Alec Burks, I need points. I'm not sure if I want Burks or Clarkson. I might let you tell me who to pick up. I think they're both available in that league. Alec Burks, 27 minutes, 17 points on 4 of 7 shooting, so pretty efficient. No rebounds, though. Did have 2 assists. 7 of 8 from the free throw line, which is obviously a big help. 2 3-pointers and a steal. Clarkson, though, may have had as one of his better lines I've seen in a long time. 30 minutes off the bench, 21 points on 9 of 16 shooting, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 3-pointers, 3 steals, 3 blocks. So, yeah, after the last couple of games, I'm leaning towards Clarkson, although I'm a little scared about his percentages. Cameron Payne played 22 minutes, 16 points, 2 assists on 6 of 8 shooting, 3 3-pointers. I did not see him having value in Cleveland. We'll see if this continues. I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Zizic. Is that even close? 20 minutes, 10, 4, and 2 on 5 of 9 shooting and a block. Dellavedova, 20 minutes. He had a solid night. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 of 8 shooting, 3 3-pointers. This is, though, like trying to predict the lottery for Dellavedova, in my opinion. Not going to touch him. I am considering picking up, like I said, Burks or Clarkson, trying to decide which one would be helpful for points and field goal percentage combined. Not sure which one I want. I will kick it back to you.
I think Clarkson is your guy, Neil, especially if you need points. Surprising to see on the season, 9 category leagues, he's actually putting up top 100 value. He's currently player 95 in 9 cat leagues. If you need points, he's your guy. He just comes in, destroys the second units. Even though he's coming off the bench, he sees really good minutes. the usage is great. He took the most shots out of anyone on this team, even though he's coming off the bench. So, even when he has bad games, he still seems to fill it up in the point category. Tonight, I loved how he did a little bit of everything tonight. He had an outstanding game. I do like Burks as well, but if I had to choose between the two, I think Clarkson's your guy. I also think Burks is going to take a little hit when Rodney Hood returns as well. So even long-term wise, I like Clarkson better here. And man, this Cleveland team's really ugly, which, it's probably what they want with Zion. Neil, I don't know if you saw Zion the other night, but he put up some crazy game for Duke and is just having an insane college season. His numbers are just through the roof, man. So, yeah, that's all I got on Cleveland. I'm going to jump in on the other side. Going to take a look at the Pelicans. Of course, you know where I'm going. Got to start with Anthony Davis. And again, that just never disappoints, man. 38 points, 4 blocks, 2 steals, 7 assists, 13 rebounds. He went to the line 16 times and only missed 1. 1 3 tonight, 11 of 17 from the field. Oh my goodness, man. This guy is just outrageous. Unbelievable. Drew Holiday with 18 points, 3 steals, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. 2 of 2 from the line. He was 8 of 13 from the field. Julius Randle actually left this game with a bad ankle tweak. Turned his ankle. Looked like when I saw the highlight, I thought he was going to be gone for a while. Actually returned to this game. So I don't know how he was able to come back, but put up 17 points, 2 blocks, 4 assists with 8 rebounds, 4 of 8 from the field, a perfect 9 of 9 from the line. You love to see that. I am worried a little bit about Julius Randle because Niko Mirotic has returned 17 points to go along with an assist, 4 rebounds, 4 threes tonight, 6 of 11 from the field, 1 of 3 from the line. Played 22 minutes. Likely they're going to work him in a little bit slow here. Likely could come off the bench for at least another game or two and see minutes in this range. So I wouldn't worry. I think he's going to be back in that starting lineup pretty soon. Jackson off the bench with a nice game, 19 points in 19 minutes. Tim Frazier's just fallen off a cliff. 7 points in 16 minutes. We're not counting on him. Not too much else to talk about. Neil, what are your thoughts on the Pelicans?
A couple of things I was watching to see how is Elfrid Payton going to be, coming back into this team. Is he going to be worth owning? It's still marginal at best. 6, 3, and 9 tonight on 3 of 9 shooting in a game where they scored 140. He may have gotten picked up already, but he was someone I was kind of following. Has not been great, and I don't think is going to be worth owning, especially since his percentages aren't great. But Mirotic, great to see him back. 47th on a per game basis, and I think he'll be right there again, looking like key contributor once again, knocking out a lot of threes efficiently and doing lots of other things as well. So this team, I think, misses him. They win. They seem to play much better when he's out there and have a much better win percentage. So let's see where they go now. The next game I've got is Milwaukee-Houston, probably the marquee matchup of the night. The Bucks go into Texas and win 116-109. I'm going to do the Bucks side. Giannis, 27 and 21 rebounds, 5 assists on 8 of 16 shooting. Nice night from the line for him, 11 of 14 and a steal. Next, I'm going to go with Brogdon. He has emerged as not just this glue guy that is often talked about, but he was handling the ball down the stretch, often playing pick and roll with Giannis and just delivering 9 of 12 shooting, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 6 on the free throw line, a steal. He has been phenomenal this year, 3 turnovers. Eric Bledsoe, still looking for him to bounce back tonight, 10 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists on 5 of 11 shooting. 0 for 3 from the three-point land, 2 steals and a block, 4 turnovers. Middleton, quiet night from him, 35 minutes, 15 points, 3 rebounds on 5 of 14 shooting, 2 3-pointers, did have 3 steals. Brook Lopez in 33 minutes, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 3-pointer, 2 steals. Did have 4 blocks to salvage that line. George Hill played 24 minutes off the bench, 6-2-3, 3 of 7 from the field. No 3-pointers, did have a steal. Sterling Brown, 21 minutes, 13, 3 and 4. 5 of 12 from the field, 3 3-pointers, a steal. Ilyasova gets 17 minutes out there, 10.7 rebounds, 4 of 8 shooting, 2 of 2 from 3-point land. Tony Snell, 7 minutes. Thon McCurr, 3. Great win for Milwaukee on the road. They have been, I think, by plus minuses, and maybe by record, they're the best team right now in the NBA. Certainly playing well enough to win against probably the second best team out west, although they're ranked like 14th or something out west. It's crazy. Great game from them. Not much to see here. I think Brogdon is probably properly rated. I think it's hard to buy on him, although if you drafted him, you're just so pleasantly surprised. He's up to 66 on a per-game basis in 8 category leagues. And not much else to really observe here. Any thoughts on Milwaukee?
I was most excited for this game tonight because the battle of the MVP candidates, Giannis and Harden, and it did not disappoint. Giannis with a monster game, Harden as well, which we'll look into in a sec. But Neil, if you had one vote and you could only vote for one of these guys, who would get your vote, man?
I'd have to go with Giannis just because of the record of the team. I mean, I think they have the best record in the NBA, certainly best by plus minuses. I just, it's hard though. I think either one's fine. I would not think either one would be a bad pick.
I like your take, man. I think I would go with Giannis too. And, I feel like Harden has been coming on strong of late, but Giannis has been doing it since the start of the season. And as you said, man, the Bucks are just playing outstanding ball, and he definitely has a lot to do with that. All right, let's look over on the Rockets side. And, man, a lot of guys playing big minutes here. I'll start with Harden, who had a monster 42-point game, did have 9 turnovers. I don't even care, man. 42 points, a block, 2 steals, 6 assists, 11 rebounds, 6 of 16 from 3. If any other player shoots 6 of 16 from anywhere, that's like normal usage. But that's just what he does from downtown. 10 of 11 from the line. One of the best reasons to own Harden is that he will almost single-handedly help you win free throw percentage or free throws made if your league plays free throws made. He's outstanding. 13 of 30 from the field, man. Took 30 shots tonight. That's just crazy. What a game. PJ Tucker with 8 points, a steal, a block, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 threes. But actually, probably a decent line here. Did a little bit of everything. Rivers, I think I forgot to put him in my lineup tonight, and I wish that I did. 13 points, a block, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 threes tonight, 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line. I think Rivers is worth streaming while Chris Paul is out. I believe Chris Paul's going to be out for at least another week, likely more than that. So keep Rivers locked and loaded in your lineup. Look, 39 minutes tonight. We know he can shoot and provide threes, which he did tonight. Clint Capella having an outstanding season. I'm a little disappointed with his field goal percentage tonight. Only 4 of 16, but still had an overall nice line with 18 points, 13 rebounds, 2 blocks, 1 steal. This is outstanding. 10 of 12 from the line. Did not expect that. Usually it's the opposite, right? I expect some bad free throw shooting, good field goal percentage. Tonight it went the other way. House, a little disappointing here. 3 points in 25 minutes. Hope you're not counting on him. Green had some nice contribution off the bench. Got 33 minutes, put up 16 points, a steal and assist, 2 rebounds, 3 threes. Not too much else to talk about here. Neil, what do you think of the Rockets?
Yeah, James Harden is just unreal, as we said. That's why it's so close, because they both are unreal, Harden and Giannis. Rivers, if I in a points league, I would stream him until Paul's back, like you said. It's just his percentages tonight were good, but so far in the season, 40% from the field, under 60 from the line. That'll definitely come up some, but that just scares me off. I will say I've got Paul out until the end of the month, so another 3 weeks. But Rivers, I think, is going to play 30 plus minutes, even when Eric Gordon comes back, which is expected to be next game or a couple games from now. So if you can tolerate the percentages, I think he's worth streaming. That's the only guy I'm really watching. The other guys I just can't trust, even PJ Tucker, who's been not bad this year, 131 on a per game basis, and ACAT tonight, 8, and 7. I just don't trust it. House, Gerald Green, and the like, James Ennis, and so forth. All right, I am going to go to the next game, San Antonio, Memphis. Much lower scoring game here. As expected, 96-86 was the score. San Antonio on the short end. I'll start with LaMarcus Aldridge, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 of 12 shooting, 5 of 6 from the line, and a block. Played 30 minutes. DeRozan plays 31 minutes, 9, 5, and 4 on 4 of 15 shooting. Both these guys did not shoot well. DeRozan had a steal, did struggle from the line of 1 for 3. Jakob Poeltl, someone I picked up recently. I am glad I did not start him. 14 minutes, 1 point, 3 rebounds, 1 assist on 0 of 0 shooting. No steals and a block. Derek White regressed tonight. 16 minutes, 12, 2, and 2 on 4 of 7 shooting. 3 of 5 from the line, a 3-pointer. No defensive stats. Bryn Forbes, 14, 4, and 1 on 5 of 14 shooting. 3 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Patty Mills, 31 minutes, 13, 3, and 3, 5 of 11 shooting. This is what scares me about this backcourt of White and Forbes. If they're not playing well, Popovich will have no hesitation in yanking them and giving Mills 30 minutes like he did tonight. Mills also contributed with 2 steals. Bellinelli played 29 minutes, 14, 3, and 1 on 5 of 11 shooting. Pau Gasol is back now up to 20 minutes, 7 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. Don't think he's worth owning, obviously, in standard leagues. Probably not in 14-team leagues. Maybe 16-team leagues. If he gets back to his starting role, then that could change. She was 2 of 5 from the field, though, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and no defensive stats. Bertrand's was ejected after 18 minutes. I did not see him as a fiery guy. Cunningham, 9 minutes. Pondexter, 6 minutes. Oh, gosh, what to say about the Spurs? I'm watching Gasol for field goal percentage, rebound, block specialist. Obviously, nowhere near picking him up. I'm also watching Poeltl. Well, I picked him up, but that may be back to watching him sooner than later. Forbes as well. But hard to trust these guys when they're playing for a guy who is not always going to give you continuity in rotations. All right, that is it for me on San Antonio. What are your thoughts?
You pretty much covered it, and I just want to echo what you said, man. Really hard to trust these fringy guys with Popovich doing what we know he loves to do, which is be very unpredictable when it comes to who's going to get the minutes. So I don't know. I'm not even going to look to trying to stream or pick up some of these fringy guys other than the top guys on this team. All right, I'm going to move over to the other side of this game, the Memphis Grizzlies. This was a good win. They really needed this win. They've been sliding hard lately, and it was Marc Gasol that was leading the charge here. 26 points, a steal, a block, 3 assists with 14 rebounds. He had 3 threes tonight, 9 of 16 from the field, 5 of 7 from the line. Kyle Anderson doing what he does, which is barely score and trickle in a little bit here and there. 9 points, 3 blocks, a steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 of 7 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. Mike Conley, shooting wasn't there tonight, only 6 of 19. Took 6 shots from deep, did not hit any of them. 3 of 4 from the line for 15 points, a steal, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. Garrett Temple, does anyone else do less with the most minutes, 27 starting minutes, 2 points, man. 1 steal, 5 rebounds. I hope nobody owns him. This is disappointing for me. JJJ only getting 18 minutes here. Likely was in foul trouble, had 4 fouls. This is something that we'll probably see a little bit throughout the rest of the year. Still a rookie, still a young kid who is learning the defensive end. So it does get into foul trouble at times. And likely this is why he got 18 minutes, 12 points, a block, 2 rebounds. Stick with him, of course. He should have a great second half of the season. Some rumblings that the Grizz, as they're starting to struggle, I think later in the year, if playoffs are out of the picture, we could see some of these older guys get shut down, like Marc Gasol. So definitely keep JJJ locked on your team. JaMychal Green has been contributing some nice low-end value. 12 points tonight with 2 steals, 2 assists, 11 rebounds, 28 minutes off the bench. Likely saw some extra tick with JJJ in foul trouble. Okay, here we go, Neil. Justin Holiday. Look, I think this is a better sign. Minutes came up here a little bit more. 21 minutes tonight, but we still got to be pretty disappointed if we have Justin Holiday, because it's clear, man, he's definitely not going to be doing what he did on the Bulls. But I would still maybe stick with Holiday for at least another game or two. I still believe that maybe they're just slowly working him into this rotation, into the team. You know, maybe he's still learning the plays, whatnot. I don't know. I'm trying to be very optimistic here. If you're in a standard league, you need to make a pickup on a hot guy. I do not blame you at all if you need to move on from Justin Holiday. Not too much else to talk about. Neil, what are your thoughts on the Grizzlies? How do you feel about Justin Holiday? Are you going to hang on to him, or are you ready to move on, man?
Well, I appreciate you trying to cheer me up. I've got to hang on. I mean, this, like you said, is a positive sign. Up to 21 minutes. Took 8 shots. I'm just looking for 13 shots, a couple of threes, a couple of steals. Had a block tonight. We'll see. I mean, he needs a lot. He needs over 30 minutes because he's such a low usage player, especially on a team like this. I don't know if he get there. I don't know if he's going to get there. So I have the luxury because he's kind of like on my bench for a rotisserie league, so I don't need to play him every night. So there's no reason for me to move on just yet. I'm going to hold for at least until he plateaus, and he hasn't plateaued yet on minutes. So, all right, like you said, Garrett Temple. Gosh, so this stats. Anyway, Phoenix, Dallas. Phoenix loses 94-104. Booker still injured and out. Start with that side, though. Josh Jackson. I should have streamed this guy. 30 minutes, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists on 7 of 13 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, a 3-pointer, 3 steals, and a block. DeAnthony Melton plays 25 minutes, ultimately fouled out. Just 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So nice defensive stats there. Ayton, he has really come back down to rookie level production. 20 minutes, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 of 7 shooting. 4 from the free throw line. Just must have gotten eaten up by DeAndre Jordan. A steal and a block. 3 turnovers, 5 fouls. TJ Warren, consistent as always. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Struggled tonight shooting 7 of 20. And 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Did get two 3-pointers. Mikal Bridges, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 4 shooting, 2 3-pointers, and 2 blocks off the bench. Led by Hoopball's favorite, Richaun Holmes, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 of 8 shooting, 2 of 3 from the from the free throw line, 2 steals and a block. Kelly Oubre getting nice minutes again, 33 minutes with Booker out, 14 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 6 of 14 from the field, 2 steals, a block. Okobo in 23 minutes, 10, 4, and 3. 2 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Oubre, I still don't buy. He's had a couple decent nights in terms of minutes. I think Booker's going to completely destroy that once he's back. Richaun Holmes, 28 minutes. This is great. Maybe I will pick him up if he's still out there in any of my leagues. Because if he can, Ayton was in foul trouble, so obviously this is an aberration. But if he can get 20 minutes, that would be phenomenal. That's about it for me on Phoenix. Any thoughts from you?
I think Oubre is worth a stream while Booker is out. This is the second game in a row that I believe he saw over 30 minutes, put up a nice scoring game, as just like in the last one. This game kind of solidified to me that it looks like he's seeing an uptick in usage with Booker out, as he took 14 shots here tonight. So I don't know how much time Booker's going to miss. Sounds like it's minor, and I would expect him back soon. But if you're just looking for someone to stream in the next game or so, and you need points, I think Oubre is worth a look. Probably got to be in like a deeper 14-team league. And other than that, man, this is I always get disappointed, Neil, when I look at the Suns, because you see so much potential, but it's just like all these guys kind of canceling each other out. Like, I was high on Melton. Now here's a Kobo coming up with 23 minutes and kind of killing Melton a little bit. Bridges, you see Bridges play well, but it's just with Oubre and with Josh Jackson and with TJ Warren, it's too much, man. Other than the top guys, it's real hard for me to count on these other guys. All right, I'm going to move over to the Mavericks side. And Neil, I was really nervous in this one because Doncic was questionable coming into this game. And not only am I happy that he played, had a fantastic game here. 30 points, 3 steals, 5 assists to go along with 6 rebounds, 10 of 16 from the line, 4 of 9 from 3-point range, 8 of 14 from the field. We say this every show, right, Neil? This kid is just amazing. And, you and I had a great conversation yesterday after the show about Doncic, and I just can't believe that he's only 19 and that, what is this kid going to look like when he's 22 or 23? It's just unbelievable. He could be something that we've never seen before. It just blows my mind. Harrison Barnes with 17 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 10 of 10 from the line. He added a 3 of 11 from the field. Kleber with 13 points, 9 rebounds, assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 2 threes in 34 minutes. DeAndre Jordan with 11 points, 7 rebounds, and assists, 2 blocks, 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 6 from the line. Wesley Matthews with 14 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 threes, 4 of 4 from the line, 4 of 5 from the field. Great game from him. They didn't get too much help off the bench in this one. I don't think they really needed it against the Suns. So I don't think we're counting on anyone off the bench here. Neil, what do you think of the Dallas Mavericks?
This was interesting with a couple guys I'm watching with Dennis Smith Jr. out. Is Matthews and Finney Smith. But the guy that tonight that really intrigued me is Maxi Kleber. I think he actually is a decent player, and he got to start tonight. Played 34 minutes. I'm trying to see who else might have been out. Nowitzki was inactive, but he doesn't start. I'm not seeing. Maybe they changed the lineup and went a little bit bigger against the Suns. But Kleber is someone who I believe in if he gets the minutes. So tonight, 34 minutes, 13, 9, and 1. Nice night from him, a steal and 2 blocks. So we'll see if he continues in the starting lineup. I think if he's starting, I think he's worth owning. All right, 1 game left, I think, until Adrian abandons me. Orlando against Utah, 106-93. Orlando falls short as expected here. Start with Vucevic, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists on 8 of 17 shooting. 1 of 2 from the line, 3 3-pointers, 2 steals, no blocks, 2 turnovers. Solid night from DJ Augustine, 23 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. 7 of 11 from the field. 6 of 7 from the free throw line, 3 3-pointers. Phenomenal night. Did have 4 turnovers, no defensive stats. Aaron Gordon, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists on 7 of 17 shooting. 2 of 3 from the line, 2 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Jonathan Isaac, I was expecting a bounce back game. I guess this is, for him, maybe a little bit of one. 26 minutes, 9, 5, and 1 on 3 of 7 shooting, 2 3-pointers, and a block. Even with that, he's still not even in the top 150. Let's see. Evan Fournier played 37 minutes. My God, what happened to him? 0 of 8 shooting, altitude, 1 point, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 3-pointers, 0 blocks, 1 steal. Terrence Ross, 13 points off the bench on 5 of 13 shooting, including 3 3-pointers and a steal. 5 rebounds to go along with those 13 points. Isaiah Briscoe plays 18 minutes. Kem Burge, 17. Most of this when the game was out of reach. Uwindu, 16. Not much to take away here. Jonathan Isaac, I would have dropped him a long time ago. So I could not hang on to this role. To even it's just I'd be killing myself. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, Adrian, how are you holding up with the Jonathan Isaac?
I am ready to make the drop on Jonathan Isaac. I'm just looking for my pickup. And, you mentioned Kleber in the last game. And if he's available, this is in my 14-team home league, I might be making that switch. Now, Neil, I did hear today on NBA TV, they were talking about, this was great. I think this was Greg Anthony and Grant Hill and some of the guys on the telecast. They were talking about how they think Vucevic could be on the move at the trade deadline. So that's an interesting thing to keep an eye on, because Mo Bamba would be an interesting pickup, and maybe it's something that could kickstart Jonathan Isaac. We know Vucevic takes a lot of shots, probably the highest usage rate on this team. So this would open up a lot more shots for some of these other guys. It kind of makes me wonder if maybe I should hang on to Jonathan Isaac. But, it's really tough to hang on to someone for a trade that might or might not happen, right? So I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. There's definitely nothing's for sure. This is just rumor stuff. Just something that I wanted to throw out there, something to think about. Do you get any thoughts on that?
I think Vucevic has been talked about as a trade rumor this year. It looks like Orlando is not on pace to make the playoffs anymore. If that happens, I think I'd rather have Bamba though than Isaac. Mm-hmm. I don't think Isaac changes much. I think Bamba comes in. I mean, Isaac may get some more shots, but he's a reluctant shooter, so I think I would want Bamba in a heartbeat if that's the case.
I'm really glad that you just said that, because you just reminded me when I saw Isaac in person just recently, he is not a go-getter, Neil. Even if Vucevic leaves, Jonathan Isaac's going to stand on the corner and watch his teammates take the shots. So I love that you just said that. Mo Bamba would be the guy that you want to grab if Vucevic, and that's a big if he gets moved, Bamba would be the guy. And you know what? I'm not going to feel bad tonight when I drop Jonathan Isaac. All right, going to jump into the other side of the game, and things are just getting, they did get the win here, so that's nice to see, but it has not been pretty for the Utah Jazz. A lot of disappointing lines usually from them, but Donovan Mitchell, I'll start with him. 33 points. I guess you can't be mad any time your guy gets over 30 points, and shot pretty decent tonight. 12 of 21 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3-point range, 5 of 6 from the line. Even kind of contributed in some of these other categories. 7 assists, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Let's hope that he can build on this game and start rolling, man. It's been a really disappointing season for Donovan Mitchell. Neto, a guy who's been probably picked up in some deep leagues with Rubio out, Dante Exum is out. I'm actually encouraged by this line. 10 points, a steal, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Not a high-end line, but he's starting. He got over 30 minutes, took 11 shots, so this line could have been much better. Just hope he can I would love for him to contribute a little bit more, especially in the assist category. So I think he's going to be worth owning as a low-end point guard while Rubio and while Exum are out. Joe Ingles, this is nice to see, man. 16 points, 4 of 8 from downtown, 6 of 15 from the field, 1 block, 1 steal, 7 assists with 2 rebounds. Another guy who's been a little disappointing. Let's hope he can get rolling as well, because we know he's capable of having nights like tonight. So definitely you're hanging on to him, and let's hope he can start rolling. Favors with 8 points, a steal, an assist, 3 rebounds, 4 of 5 from the field, only 21 minutes. Did have 4 fouls, so likely the low minutes due to foul trouble. He's a low-end center option. Nothing really else to talk about here. 11 points from Korver, but you likely are not owning Korver or anyone else on this bench. Even Jay Crowder in 34 minutes only had 9 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds, so we're not really counting on Jay Crowder. Neil, how do you feel about the Jazz?
Yeah, like we said about Neto, definitely worth a stream. Tonight, not a great line, but he did take 11 shots. Missed all his. He took 5 3-pointers, missed them all. He's not a bad shooter, so I think that'll come around next game. Maybe just the nerves being out there first time. So I like him as a stream. Nice to see. I have Ingles, I think at least in one place, maybe 2. And nice to see him produce what I drafted him for on expectation. So great night from him. Crowder and Favors, yeah, they're 2 guys that I cannot time right, so I don't want either one of them. And that's about it. Let's see how long. Rubio is expected to be out for another 2 weeks. We'll see if it's a hamstring, so those can obviously take a while and could linger. So let's see how long that is. Other than that, not much else to say. I think you are done, sir. Are you?
Woo!
Yes, you're done. The games are still going on. You're done.
I unfortunately am out of here. Thank you guys so much. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm at Adrian Benjamins. He's at Ball with Neil. Man, Neil, it's been a crazy night. And Neil will return for 2 more games. I will see you guys tomorrow. Neil, we got 4 games on slate tomorrow. That feels like a vacation compared to what we've been doing lately, man. It's been crazy lately. But as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, it's fantastic for us NBA fantasy fans. There's so much action every night. But Neil, I'll be honest with you. I am looking forward to the low slate tomorrow. We can kind of take a breather. What do you think about it, man?
I concur.
All right, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Neil will be back for 2 more.
Okay, on to the last 2 games of the evening. Chicago Bulls 112. Portland 124. Start off on Chicago's side. Nice night from Wendell Carter Jr. 22 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 7 of 9 shooting. Pardon me. 7 of 7 from the free throw line. 3-pointer. No defensive stats. Chris Dunn, 15, 5, and 7. 7 of 14 shooting. He still continues to shoot at a higher percentage than I expected. Good to see that. A 3-pointer and 2 steals. Zach LaVine, 18 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists on 6 of 19 shooting. That was what I was worried about with him. This season, 4 or 5 from the line, 2 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Markkanen, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. A tough night for him as well. From the field, just 4 of 12, 2 of 2 from the line, no 3-pointers tonight. Did have 3 blocks and a steal. Chandler Hutchinson starting alongside. These guys at small forward, 30 minutes, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 of 7 shooting. No stats, despite getting the minutes. Hutchinson does not appear to be worth owning in any size leagues. Off the bench, Blakeney gets 20 minutes, 12, 1-1 on 5 of 10 shooting. Bobby Portis, someone who gets a lot of buzz. He so far has come back now for a couple games. Got 19 minutes tonight, 15, 6, and 0. 6 of 12, 3 3-pointers. He's shooting a lot more 3-pointers. I think he can be, if you pick him up to stream him or pick him up, expecting him to be a top 12, a 12-team asset. I I think he's going to be right on the borderline. He might not get there. He might. I don't know what's going to happen with this team. In terms of rotation minutes, this 19 minutes is low for him. I expect him to get in the mid-20s, but it may not get the 12-team value. It may. It's going to be very close, in my opinion. He's probably the only interesting one who may be available on your team. Lopez, 7 minutes. Diacono, 16 minutes. Shaquille Harrison, 15 minutes. He does look like he could be a good rotation player in future years, but far away from now. On the Portland side, led by CJ McCollum tonight in terms of scoring, 24 points on 10 of 14 shooting, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Lillard, a pretty quiet night by his standards, 4 of 12 shooting, 16 points, 10 assists, 1 rebound, and a steal, 2 3-pointers. Did go 6 of 6 from the line. Nurkic keeps trucking along, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 7-11 shooting. His free throw percentage has just been so improved this year. Tonight, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. Had a steal and a block as well. Aminu getting a smart start at power forward. He has been okay. 96th on a per game basis and 9 cat. 8 cat, not as good. His turnovers are low. He is 124 and 8 cat, so right on the cusp there. Tonight, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 of 6 shooting. Did go 4 of 4 from the line. And had 3 blocks, no 3-pointers, no steals. Jake Layman plays 17 minutes as a starter with Harkless back on the injured list with a left knee issue. Layman plays 17 minutes, has never been fantasy worthy. 2-2-0. 1 of 4 from the field, no steals, no blocks. Off the bench, Zach Collins really shined tonight. Something he was doing in the beginning of the season. One of those lines, 16, 9, and 4 on 6 of 9 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line, 2 3-pointers, a steal, and a block. Seth Curry goes for 17, 1, and 0 on 7 of 11 shooting, 3 3-pointers, and a steal. Evan Turner plays 21 minutes, 2, 6, and 4 on 1 of 5 shooting, steal, and a block. Myers Leonard gets 19 minutes, 8, 6, and 1. Perfect from the field, 4 of 1. And I believe he had defensive stat. Pardon me on my delay. He did have a steal and a block. Stauskas got 16 minutes. Really a game that was very predictable to see the Portland side win comfortably here. And extra minutes to guys on the bench. Not taking away much from this. Let's see if Harkless comes back. Still really wasn't getting much done over the last month. Harkless, over the season, he's a 194 on a per game basis, 159 over the last month. So never really has climbed into being owned territory. I thought he might get there. I no longer am going to count on him. I think he's one between these lingering injuries and then just his low usage. I think I'm going to just avoid him. Even when he does come back, Zach Collins only if Nurkic is out. Otherwise, games like this are kind of difficult to predict. You could have probably predicted a decent minute mark, but the stat line is very tough. Evan Turney, Seth Curry, same thing. Outside the top 200 over the last month, I don't think they're worth looking at in standard leagues or even watching at this point. Last game of the night was the Lakers against Detroit. A comfortable win here for the Lakers, 113-110. A lot of their starters sat late. Let's start with the Detroit side, though. Blake Griffin, 0 rebounds tonight. I think this might be some sort of record in a bad way. He had 16 points, though, on 6 of 14 shooting. Did have 6 assists, 2 of 2 from line, 2 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Reggie Bullock plays 33 minutes, 13, 3, and 1. 5 of 12, 2 3-pointers, no defensive stats. Does not do enough to get me interested. Same with the other wing, Bruce Brown Jr., 24 minutes, 8, 1, and 2, 4 of 8. No defensive stats, no threes tonight from him. Andre Drummond, 17 rebounds, 6 points, 1 assist. Really struggled tonight. 2 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from the line, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He has just been falling a little bit. 39th on a per-game basis this season in ACAT leagues. Reggie Jackson has been pretty stable, though. 15, 2, and 5 on 5 of 11 shooting, 3 3-pointers, 2 steals. He's been climbing a bit. 122 on the season in ACAT leagues on a per-game basis, 117. So not really climbing, kind of holding steady. He's someone, he doesn't do much in defensive terms, but he has shooting 2 3-pointers this year, which is good to see. And still struggling, though, from the field, 41% on the season. So I think there are going to be better options come the second half of the season when teams start to tank. Not much else to speak about here. For off the bench, Luke Kennard gets 19 minutes, Stanley Johnson 18, John Lohr. A lot of these guys got extra run in the fourth quarter, 16 minutes. Langston Galloway 15, Calderon 13. This team has just not been playing well, and the fantasy value is not there as well. On the Lakers side, Lonzo Ball led this team in minutes, 35 minutes, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists on 2 of 6 shooting, 2 steals, a block, and a 3-pointer. He has been not nearly as good as I expected once LeBron went out. I thought Lonzo would be better than this. He's 112 on the season over the last 2 weeks, which is, I think, the best estimate for LeBron being out. He's 123, so has not gotten any better. Kuzma, 41 points tonight, 16 of 24 shooting, never shy of doing that. 4 or 6 on the line, 5 3-pointers. The things are falling for him tonight. No steals, no blocks. 2 rebounds, no assists. He has, I think, taken advantage. He's 93 on the season. Last 2 weeks, he is, I take that back, 166. So he has not been good, although he has been injured himself. Brandon Ingram, 10, 9, and 6, 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. His percentages have just not been there. So even with these decent counting stats of 9 rebounds and 6 assists, no steals, no blocks, just 10 points. I want nothing to do with him. JaVale McGee, someone I do own and has been pretty consistent when he's out there. 25 minutes tonight, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. It's really the field goal percentage I like. 4 of 6, 2 of 2 from the line from tonight, which is good in an unexpected way. 2 blocks, which is what you count on. Josh Hart, 26 minutes, just 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting, 7 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 steals, 1 block. Is not worth looking at a fantasy. Looks like LeBron should be back next game or the game after. Rondo still out for another 3 weeks at the very least. The bench gets an extended run here. Caldwell Pope, 26 minutes, 15, 6, and 4, 6 of 10 shooting with a 3-pointer. Zubac, double-doubles with 11 points, 10 rebounds, an assist, 4 of 9 from the field, a steal. Michael Beasley looked really good out there in the fourth quarter. He played 19 minutes, scored 19 points on 9 of 13 from the field, 1 3-pointer, 2 blocks, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Really running a lot of the offense here at the end. Lance Stevenson plays 22 minutes, does not score. Only took a shot, which seems a little surprising for Lance. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Looks like these guys are a lot of these guys that are somewhat selfish players in terms of what I'm used to seeing on the court were playing much more selflessly tonight. So I guess the team concept is really working in LA. This team, I think, is holding water with LeBron out. Obviously, they've dropped, but I mean, to what I expected, they're doing okay. They are currently 8th in the West, 22 and 19. They've got Utah there, though, and New Orleans, who I think is going to get better with Mirotic back. And, of course, Minnesota. We'll see how this looks with a new coach. But they'll be fighting for a playoff spot. But with LeBron back, I think they will probably be in. And this team seems to be playing pretty good team basketball, which I like to see with a lot of guys who aren't known for that. That is all for tonight's box score breakdown. Again, we are brought to you by Hawaiian Isles Kona Coffee. Their website is hawaiianisles.com. They can also be found on Amazon. My Twitter handle is at ballwithneil, BALLWITHNEIL. And we'll be back tomorrow night.
This has been a Hoop Ball presentation.